Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Logan, here. I'm with the grave. I'm at the grave with Andy Warhol. And if you're from Pittsburgh, you probably know about the fame and the reputation of Andy Warhol. So Andy Warhol is buried here in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania at St. John the Byzantine Cemetery up on the hill, right up from Connor Road. So you got Castle Shannon bordering Bethel Park. And so I'm going to just give a wee bit of a biography about Andy Warhol. But my connection to this grave is I was up here in about 2012 or 2013, and that's how I found out about this grave. And apparently this grave is very well known in the region, in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania region. And as you can see, it's really well kept by the fans of Andy Warhol in this area. And they also the fans personally bring items. They plant flowers. This is the way graves should look. But also they bring Campbell's soup cans because of the famous Andy Warhol painting a portrait of the Campbell's soup can. But regardless, let's get into it a wee bit. So Andy Warhol was born Andrew Warhola, and based on the name, he was of Eastern European ethnicity. So Andy Warhol was born on August 6, 1928, and was the youngest of three sons born to Andrei Warhola and Julia Zavaki. His parents immigrated to the United States from the European region, which is now Slovakia. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to know what those last names, the first and last names, where his parents came from. So they were Slovaks who settled in the working class neighborhood of Uptown in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Warhol graduated from Carnegie Institute of Technology, which is now Carnegie Mellon University, aka CMU. For many agains in Pittsburgh, you know what CMU is. It's a very prestigious college. With a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Pictorial Design in 1949, and soon after moved to New York City to pursue a career as a commercial artist. So this biography is from the Andy Warhol Museum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the life of Andy Warhol. So stick with me a little bit while I do that. Throughout the 1950s, he became one of the most successful illustrators of his time and won numerous awards for his work. His clients included Tiffany & Company, the New York Times, I. Miller Shoes, Bonwit Teller, Columbia Records, NBC, and many others. Much of his commercial work was based on photographs and other sources, images, a process he would use for the rest of his life. While he continued to work as a commercial artist throughout his career, in the early 60s, Warhol transitioned into the fine art world, gaining notoriety in the nascent pop art movement. So, Andy Warhol, from my interpretation and from my research, was, I would say, very progressive in his artistic skills and artistic methods. He was basically breaking the mold or thinking outside of the box when it came to his artistry and his mental concepts to creating new pieces of art or trying to promote pieces of art. Very interesting. I mean, for me personally, I don't have the eye for it. I don't have the interest. But I can see why some people do, like him, that have that eye and have that interpretation and that perspective. But for me personally, I don't have it. But I commend him for pursuing his passion and pursuing his desire and love to promote and create art. It's pretty interesting. So, to go a little bit further, to skip into the 60s, it says, let me see, that in the year following his recovery, after being shot by some radical feminist in New York City, I'm not even going to go into that. The details are too complicated. He co-founded Interview, a magazine devoted to film, fashion, and popular culture that continues to this day. Interview testified to Warhol's lifelong obsession with film stars and other contemporary celebrities. Warhol accepted commission as early as 1963, but portrait commissions became a significant source of output and income as he mixed further with New York's high society circles. Whether captured in photographs or paintings, Warhol's work blurred the lines between artist, socialite, and celebrity in his 70s and 80s work, capturing the images of everyone from Liza Minnelli, Houston, Grace Jones, Mick Jagger, and many others. In the mid-80s, Warhol collaborated on artworks with young artists including Jean-Michel Basquiat and Keith Haring. Warhol and Basquiat together produced over 150 collaborative canvases over a 4-year period. In the mid-80s, his television shows Andy Warhol's TV and Andy Warhol's 15 Minutes aired on Madison Square Garden cable television and on MTV. So as you can probably interpret, Andy Warhol in the 70s and 60s, 70s, and 80s, during that almost 30-year period or 25-year period, was a very popular figure into modern or at the time modern society, pop culture, social life, stuff that I never knew about, but something that's pretty interesting. Warhol died in New York City on February 22nd, 1987, due to complications following surgery to remove his gallbladder. After Warhol's death, the Andy Warhol Foundation for Visual Arts Incorporated was founded to promote the advancement of visual arts. The Andy Warhol Museum was announced in 1989 and opened in Pittsburgh in 1994. And for many Yins that are familiar with Pittsburgh or the region of southwestern PA, you probably heard about the Andy Warhol Museum and the popularity and the influence, the social influence, culture, artists, regardless. You probably heard of Andy Warhol if you're from this region or from Pittsburgh in general. So it really is an honor to be sitting here and to honor the life and the biography and the story of Andy Warhol, because he's such a prominent figure in this city, this region, and in United States pop culture and art in general. His genius, his revolutionary ideas, and his, let's just say, thinking out of the box mentality, not conforming to mainstream norms, is what made him so iconic. And it makes me proud to be from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that our city and our region produced such a famous, iconic figure. But anyway, I'm with Andy Warhol up here in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And anyway, peace out. Have a good day.